Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for the series premiere of Galavant, Season 1, Episode 1, that was just called Pilot, and Season 1, Episode 2, Joust Friends. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this once, this is going to be the only time we'll be reviewing Galavant individually. After this week, I will not be reviewing Galavant individually because I have too many other shows on Sundays that I need to review individually. But I was really looking forward to this show. I didn't really know how it was initially going to be, though. You know, obviously I was looking forward to it. It's a musical, and you guys know anything in musicals, I'm in. That's just how I am. Anything in musicals, I'm looking forward to. And, you know, I didn't really know how the show was going to be, though. You know, it's January. It's January. It's the beginning of the TV season. I don't really know how it's going to be. But definitely, to my surprise, Galavant is a fantastic show. I love it. I think it is definitely this honestly might be on my top 10 shows for the year. It is really that good. I love this show. I already love the directions that it's heading in. There's so many things I love about this show. It's very funny. It also has a really good story to it that I really like. And let's talk about the plot of Galavant. Now, the plot of Galavant isn't too original. It's not too original. However, it's not what you think either, which I do like. That's one of the things that this show does very well, is it's not exactly what you think it's going to be. Basically, the plot of Galavant is that we follow the character of Galavant. He is this, the main hero and everything. And, of course, it's a typical story of that. He has this fair maiden, Madalena, who they have a relationship together and everything. But she is, basically taken by the evil King Richard, who wants to marry her, basically to have sex with her. That's why he wants to marry her. And basically Galavant wants to try to stop this wedding, obviously, but Madalena doesn't want to go with Galavant. She wants to choose the idea of fame and fortune. She wants to be, have this fame and fortune and things like that. She wants to be rich and things like that. So basically, she's taken, basically Galavant, this really hurts him. She kind of tells him, oh, I just want to be friends and everything. So years later, Galavant is approached by, Galavant, he's now become this very bad, he's very drunk now. He's not really anything I'd call a hero right now. He's drunk. He's just kind of not into it. So he's approached by this princess, Isabella, and when he is approached by her, she tells him that King Richard took her land and everything. And at first, he's not really convincing, but then she convinces him that that Madalena hates the king and he's treating her terribly, and they settle on a quest to basically get Madalena back and take, she wants to get her kingdom back and things like that, and that's basically the plot of Galavant. And there's a lot more to the show besides that I definitely want to talk about, but that's what the first episode was about. Now, the second episode was about them going on this quest, while on the quest, Galavant, they want to find money and everything. They have to find this jewel, but they don't have enough money. But they find that there's this $5,000 reward, and Galavant ends up in this joust with his rival, John Hamm, and that's what basically the second episode was about, that he ends up in a war, in a joust with him. And then the subplot was that King Richard, doesn't understand why Madalena doesn't really love him and things like that. And, he wants to get a makeover, and that's basically the plot of the second episode. Now, I'm going to talk about the two episodes individually, but first, let's get to what I love about the show. First of all, I will definitely say that I like the first episode more than the second episode. I just thought the first episode had more that I really liked to it. Now, the second episode wasn't bad. I mean, the second episode was still very, very good. I really enjoyed the second episode, but I definitely would say that the stuff that I enjoyed more were in the first episode than the second episode. It wasn't that the second episode was bad. First episode had a lot more singing to it, while the second episode was more of a sort of like a story episode. It had a lot more story to it, which I still really enjoyed, but I definitely enjoy the first episode more. But let me talk about what I really love about the show. First of all, the show is extremely self-aware. It knows what it wants to be. You can't take this show very seriously. You can't. If you take this show seriously, you're not going to like it. Okay, I'm going to say that right now. If you try to take this show seriously and, you want to think of it as this, as just like regular show that has to be like serious and everything, don't take it seriously, because it's just a show I can have fun with. It's the perfect placeholder for Once Upon a Time, because it really does I don't want to say make fun of it, but it kind of does. Now, the acting in this show is absolutely fantastic. All the acting in this is so good. Joshua Sazi as Galavant is fantastic. I've never seen any of this cast before, and he is fantastic. He has some great stuff to do. He definitely shines more in the second episode than he does the first episode. There's some great jokes in the first episode. I love that he's not really your typical hero. Like, he's drunk a lot, he swears a lot, he doesn't really want to go on this quest, and I think he knows how to do comedy very well. He also has a very good singing voice. He's a very good character, and I really can't wait to see what else they do with him. He's very, very funny. However, the highlight of this show has to be Timothy Odmondson as King Richard. He had me cracking up. His character is so funny, because basically there are so many like gay undertones with his character. It's so funny to watch, and I love that. He's so flamboyant. He has this one musical number that is probably the funniest musical number in this show. I find it so funny. I love what they do with his character. I love the fact that he just wants to have sex with Madalena, but she doesn't want to have sex with him, so he does whatever he can. I think it's so funny that he does that, and he's just such a funny character. Honestly, yes, he is the villain of the show, but he is probably the most likable character on the show, just because of how his character is. He's so funny. He's not really your typical menacing villain. Honestly, he's not even that much of a villain. He's pretty much a pussy. He really is. There's a scene where he tries to kick Galavant in the face, and, like, he kicks him, like, so weak. Like, it's so funny to watch, and I think just the way he played all that out was so funny, and I thought he did a great job, definitely. I really liked his character, very, very funny, and yeah, he's kind of like a cold-hearted king, but he's a lot of fun to watch, definitely. I think he's very likable. Vinnie Jones as Gareth, he is kind of King Richard's, like, evil henchman, who is very evil. He's hilarious to watch because he's so tough, and he's such a badass, and I loved watching his character. He was so funny. I thought he was so good. You know, he really is the tough guy. I think it's so funny that while, you know, Richard isn't, like, very menacing, Gareth really is the tough one. I find that very funny. It's very fun to watch, and I just thought he did a great job. Karen David as Isabella, plays Princess Isabella. I really like the twist with her. I am going to talk about a little bit of spoiler with her, so if you guys, you know, I like the twist with Princess Isabella that she, actually is a spy for King Richard. It's a very good twist, and I really like that other character. It made her character a lot more interesting, in my opinion. I definitely really enjoy that, and she just played everything so well. She was so funny. You cared about her character. You definitely did care about her character. She is a great character. You know, she has a great singing voice. I definitely want to see her do some Broadway stuff, because she is fantastic, and she did a great job. Mallory Jansen as Madalena. I could see if someone gets easily annoyed with her. I could definitely see that. I could see why someone could get annoyed with her character, but I don't find her annoying at all. I think she's very, very funny. She's constantly, the whole thing of her character is she's constantly complaining about Galavant. You know, she's like, Galavant wouldn't do this, Galavant wouldn't do that. That's basically all her character does, just complain about Galavant the whole time, and she absolutely despises the king. Even though there are moments where she slowly warms up to him, she basically tells him at the end of the episode, look, you are a dick. I don't want to be with you. I only chose this so I could be in the fame and fortune. I don't want to be with you. Bye-bye. And I think her character is very funny. She has great comedic timing. Like, she definitely is very funny. I love that she is having sex with the jester. I find that very funny, and she did a very good job with that. Very, very funny. Also has a very good singing voice. I want to see her do Broadway as well. And then Luke Youngblood as Sid. I could have sworn I've seen him before, and I'm wondering, like, where I have seen him before. Now, I haven't actually seen him, but I've heard him. He was in a Broadway production of The Lion King. So good in this show. His character doesn't have too much to do, but it works with the time period. I mean, he's like the Black Squire of Galavant. He's so funny to watch, and I thought he was a great character. Definitely really enjoyed him. Now, I do want to talk about Ben Presley. You have to talk about Ben Presley. Ben Presley plays the jester, but then it's revealed at the end of the first episode that he's the narrator. Little subtle things like that are so funny to watch, and he narrates the show so well. And one of the things I love they did with the narrator of Galavant is every single ABC promo, every single ABC show, and I could see why this could get annoying to some people, but for me, I think it worked every time. Every ABC promo, they sing the song of Galavant. Like, he sings each ABC promo to the tune of Galavant. It's so funny to watch. Like, for example, they could show an ad for The Middle, and he'd sing to the tune of Galavant. It's so funny. When I saw the thing for The Bachelor, I thought something was, like, wrong. I didn't know what was going on, but I thought it was so funny when they did that. I love they did it, and, you know, it works so well, definitely. I thought it was actually very, very funny, and I loved it. I love that as well. John Stamos' cameo was great. He did a great job in this episode. I know there were going to be some other guest stars, but he did a very good job, definitely. And let's talk about the creator/director of the show. Dan Fogelman is a genius, honestly. It was a genius idea for him to come up with this, because I don't think there's any other show on TV like Galavant. There are other musical shows, but there's no musical show like Galavant. Galavant really is the only musical show on TV that's not like Glee or Smash. This is the only one that honestly feels like a Broadway show. I could really see this being turned into a Broadway show because it feels like a Broadway show. It has the look of like Camelot or, you know, Spamalot or one of those kind of shows, and it's a lot of fun to watch. He really had a great idea when he came up with this, and I really want to see what he does next. I don't know what else Dan Fogelman has done, but he definitely has done a great job with this. He had a great idea, and I thought he was great with this. As I said, directing is great. Screenplay of the show is so witty and so funny. Nothing in the show is meant to be taken seriously. Even little things aren't even meant to be taken seriously. There's some great screenplay jokes here. One of the funniest jokes is they censor out curse words intentionally. Like, they will say bad words and they censor them out. It's so funny to watch. I think they did such a great job with that. It's so funny. Like, for example, there's a part where Galavant like is singing a song. He's like, holy shit, and they censor it out. It's so funny to watch, and I think it just worked really well. It could be dumb, but it works really well, and if you just have fun with the show, you'll definitely enjoy it, and I think they did a great job with that, definitely. Now, of course, the biggest thing about the show. Also, the show is surprisingly very, very good cinematography, and also surprisingly very good action sequences. Whenever we see Galavant with these action sequences, he's a total badass, honestly. He's battling in combat and all those things. When we saw him, there's a scene where he's at the church, and he's, like, battling these people, just knocking them out one by one as they sing. It's so funny to watch, but it's so badass as well. The action sequences are great, and I thought they were very well done. My only complaint is the editing of episode 2. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of the subplot, because the subplot was very funny. I didn't think we got enough of it, but I did think that episode 2 was still very funny. It just wasn't as good as episode 1. I do think that the show is still going to be very good. Now, we have talked about the music in the show. Now, all the music, I don't know if you guys know this, all the music is Alan Menken. Now, if you don't know who Alan Menken is, he does all of the songs for the Disney movies, all the Disney musicals like Frozen, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, you know, all those kind of Disney movies. Alan Menken does the scores to those, you know, to those movies. So he did the score to Galavant, and you got another hit, I gotta say. The songs are honestly, they definitely are the best part of the show. The songs are so catchy, they're so fun to watch. I love the songs to this show. They're so great. All the songs are just a lot of fun to watch. I mean, really, a lot of the laughs come into the songs. I'm getting so many emails right now, guys, and I don't know why, sorry. But I have to say, all the songs are so great to this show. I love all the songs to, you know, the show. All the songs are very, very catchy. Now, the title song, even if you don't want it to, it's going to get stuck in your head. I, myself, I'm going to be humming some of these songs of the show. And that's when I know that a show has done its job. Especially a farce like this, I can tell it's done its job when you get the song stuck in your head. And the songs are so catchy. And as I said, they are good for Broadway. I could see the show going to Broadway. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. If this show's a hit, which I really hope it is, because I really don't want this show to get canceled, I personally feel it's going to be like a one and done kind of thing. I don't think this show is going to get a second season. I do think this is going to be like a one and done kind of show. If it's not, though, then great, but you know, if it's just a one and done kind of show, then I definitely want to see it head to Broadway. Even if it's not that kind of show, I still want to see Galavant become a Broadway show, because the look and feel of this feels like a Broadway show. Every single actor is hamming it up to the point where it feels like a Broadway show, and I'm fine with that. I could see why someone has a problem with that. You know, if you guys don't like Broadway shows, then I can understand that. But for me, someone who loves Broadway and loves theater, I can see why, you know, I can definitely see the show becoming a Broadway show. Now, the show does have a few more episodes. They have 8 episodes. You know, there are 6 more to go. You know, these were the first 2, and they have 6 more to go. Hopefully, they deliver. I did hear some of the songs feel a little bit hackneyed, but to me, none of the songs really felt hackneyed. Now, I will say they definitely did a very good job of putting this into an hour, because if they would have just shown the first episode, I could definitely see people feeling very underwhelmed, because this show is very, very slow. The first episode, it seems like a very fast-paced show. It does. But when I mean it's slow is that in the first episode, he doesn't even go on the quest. And the first episode is convincing him to go on the quest. And I think it's fine that they did that. I really didn't have a problem with that. And because it's 2 episodes, that's really why I didn't have a problem. If it wasn't 2 episodes, though, and this was the first episode, I might have a problem. I might have said that I think that they could have done more with that. But I still really enjoyed it. I still didn't have really too much of a problem with it. I really enjoyed it overall. It was a really solid show. And as I said, definitely, it really is a pleasant surprise, because I really feel this is going to be the first musical show that everybody loves. I mean, Glee, people always make fun of. Always people have made fun of Glee. And I could definitely see why someone make fun of Glee now. I mean, they're ending, and after this is going to be, after Glee ends, this is going to be the only musical show on TV. And it's going to be really unfortunate, but it is. It's going to be the only musical show on TV, and I think that it's really good, because it actually feels like a Broadway show. It's the only musical show on TV. I can't really think of a Broadway show on TV, a musical show on TV that's felt more like a Broadway show than this has. Yes, Smash, Bombshell, and Hit List did feel like musical shows, but I'm talking about the actual show. This is ready for Broadway, and I can't wait to see where they go with this. I love Galavant so far, even though the second episode, some of the stuff was, you know, kind of, the editing, you know, the pacing was a little bit off in the second episode. Some of the jokes didn't work in the second episode. I still really loved it. I highly recommend you guys check out the show, especially if you're a fan of musicals. If you're not a fan of musicals, you're not going to like the show. Simple as that. So, if you don't like musicals and you like Broadway, then don't watch this show. But if you love musicals like I do, and you're such an avid fan of Broadway and things like that, I would highly recommend the show. I love where they're going with this show, and I really, really want the show to get very good ratings, because I want this show to... I could definitely see a show getting a second season. I don't know if it should. We'll have to see how I still feel about the show. Hopefully, the show does not decrease. My only worry is that I do feel that the show might get a little bit repetitive as it goes on, but I definitely, if they keep doing that promo thing, I'm gonna love that. I don't care what you guys say. If you guys can say it's annoying, I love that they're doing that, because I've never really seen anything like that. I've never seen them do, like, singing the promos. It's such a cool idea. It's so funny, and it really works very, very well. And the show itself, I love. I definitely can see a few things happening. Now, my predictions for the show, I definitely think I see Galavant and Isabella falling in love, because there were moments where you could see the two of them. They have a lot of chemistry, definitely. When Isabella tells Galavant that she's working for the king, again, I think it's a very good twist. The twists in the show also are very, very good. Definitely some very, very good twists. Now, the show does trick you a couple times. There was a time when I thought Madalena was actually going to be nice to King Richard, and then she's like, no, fuck you, and then she left, basically. But I love where the show is going. It's so funny. It's so witty. It's nothing else like I've seen on TV. There's really nothing, as I said, there's nothing else really like this on TV. Highly recommend you guys check out the show. Let me know what you guys think of Galavant, and, yeah, so great way to start off the 2015 TV season. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in my next video. Also, I really, really hope they release that one. There's one song that was in the show that they did not release on iTunes, A Hero's Journey. I really want them to release that on iTunes. It's such a funny song. I love it. The show also does make fun of the songs a little bit. Like, it's so self-aware, and I love that. It really is sort of like, I'd say like a Monty Python sort of humor, and I definitely really enjoy that. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for my review of, like, yeah, I don't think I'll have a video up till Tuesday, honestly, because Gotham is on tomorrow night, but I'm not reviewing it individually, because I have 2 shows I'm reviewing. I have 3 shows I'm reviewing individually on Monday nights. Gotham is not one of them. Gotham, I'm reviewing this season, so you know, I'm not reviewing Gotham individually. It is on tomorrow night. So you guys will get my thoughts on that when the season's over. So I guess I won't have my video up till Tuesday when I review Pretty Little Liars. So I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.